My name is Daniel Hayes. I'm 47 years old, red-haired, and I've spent most of my life in my blue and white plaid shirt, jeans, and work boots on my farm in rural Nebraska. I grow wheat, corn, raise some cattle. It's an honest life, a quiet life, until 3 months ago. It was early morning in June. The sun was just rising, painting the fields gold. My brown Labrador, Buck, and I were doing our usual rounds, checking the fences, looking for any problems. Buck started barking. Not his normal bark. This was frantic, urgent. He ran ahead, disappearing into the tall wheat. Buck, come back. He didn't listen. I followed, pushing through the stalks. And then I saw it, a wedding dress, lying in the middle of my field. White silk, covered in mud and dew, torn in places. Empty, as if someone had just vanished from it. My heart pounded. Why was there a wedding dress in my field? Where was the bride? Buck barked again, louder, more desperate. He wasn't looking at the dress. He was looking past it, toward the old irrigation ditch. And then we heard it. A cry, weak, frightened, a woman's voice. Help, please help me. If stories about mysteries that dogs uncover, lives saved in impossible moments, and the hidden truths we almost miss move you, then hit that like button and subscribe to Paws of History. Because sometimes, the most important discoveries aren't found by looking. They're found by listening. I ran toward the sound. Buck was already there, at the edge of the irrigation ditch. It was deep, maybe 8 feet, with steep sides and a thin stream of water at the bottom. And there, huddled against the muddy wall, was a young woman, maybe mid-20s. Her hair was matted, her face scratched and bruised. She wore a torn slip, no shoes. She was shaking, barely able to stand. "Ma'am, are you okay?" Stupid question. She clearly wasn't. "Please," she whispered. "He's coming back." "Who's coming back?" My husband." I climbed down into the ditch. Buck stayed at the top, watching, alert. I reached the woman, offered my hand. She flinched. "It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. My name is Daniel. Let me help you." She hesitated, then took my hand. Her fingers were ice cold. I pulled her up, slowly, carefully. She could barely walk. I lifted her out of the ditch, Buck sniffing her, whining softly. "Let's get you inside. You need warmth, food, and we need to call the police." She grabbed my arm, panic in her eyes. "No, no police. He'll find me. Ma'am, if someone hurt you, please, just let me rest. I'll leave soon. I just need to rest." Against my better judgment, I agreed. I brought her to my house. It's small, nothing fancy. A 2-bedroom farmhouse I've lived in alone for 10 years, since my wife passed. I gave her a blanket, made her tea, heated up some soup. She sat on my couch, trembling, clutching the mug like it was a lifeline. Buck sat at her feet, watching her. Protective. He liked her. That was a good sign. "What's your name?" I asked gently. "Sarah. Sarah Miller." "Sarah, what happened to you?" She stared into her tea. Silent. Then slowly she spoke. "I got married yesterday. To a man named Robert. We'd been together for 2 years. He seemed perfect. Charming. Successful. Everyone said I was lucky." She paused. Took a shaky breath. "But last night, after the wedding, something changed. We went to the hotel. He'd been drinking. A lot. And he got angry. Over nothing. I said something he didn't like. And he hit me. My stomach turned. I tried to leave. He grabbed me. We fought. I managed to get away, ran to the car, drove as fast as I could. But he followed. Chased me on the highway. He rammed my car, forced me off the road. Jesus. I crashed into a field. Your field, I think. The car was totaled. I was hurt, disoriented. I ran. I didn't know where I was going. I just ran. My dress got caught on a fence, ripped off. I fell into that ditch. And I stayed there all night, too afraid to move. Too afraid he'd find me. She looked at me with hollow eyes. And then I heard your dog. And I thought, maybe I'm not going to die here. I sat back, processing. This woman had just escaped her own wedding night. fled from a man who tried to kill her. And she ended up in my field, saved by my dog. Sarah, we need to call the police. This man needs to be arrested. He won't be arrested. His family is powerful. They have lawyers, connections. And I have nothing. No proof. Just bruises. Bruises are proof. Not enough. Not against him. I wanted to argue, but looking at her broken, terrified face, I understood. She'd been through enough. Okay, stay here as long as you need. You're safe. I promise. She nodded, tears streaming down her face. Buck rested his head on her lap, and for the first time since I found her, she smiled. Sarah stayed for 3 days. She slept in my guest room, ate small meals, barely spoke. Buck never left her side. It was like he knew she needed protection. On the 3rd day, a car pulled up to my house. Expensive, black sedan. A man got out, mid-30s, well-dressed, handsome in a cold way. Robert. I opened the door before he could knock. Can I help you? I'm looking for my wife, Sarah Miller. She had an accident a few days ago. I've been searching everywhere. How did you know to come here? I tracked her phone. Last signal was near this area. Have you seen her? I kept my face neutral. No, haven't seen anyone. He smiled. Not friendly. Calculating. Mind if I look around? Yes, I mind. This is private property. If you don't have a warrant, you need to leave. His smile faded. Sir, my wife is missing. She could be hurt. If she's missing, call the police. Let them handle it. I have. They're searching. But I thought I'd check personally. You understand. I understand that you need to leave my property. Now. He stared at me. Cold. Dangerous. Then he got back in his car and drove off. I locked the door, went to the guest room. Sarah was sitting on the bed, pale. He was here, she whispered. He's gone now. He knows. He's going to come back. Then we call the police. Now. This time, she didn't argue. I called 911, explained the situation. They sent 2 officers. Sarah told them everything, showed them her bruises, gave them his name, his address. They took photos, wrote a report. But I saw the look in their eyes. Skepticism. Doubt. Ma'am, this is a serious accusation. Are you sure you want to press charges? Sometimes in marriages, things get heated. Heated? I interrupted. He tried to kill her. Look at her face. Sir, please. We're just gathering facts. They left. Said they'd investigate. But I knew. I knew nothing would happen. That night, I heard a noise outside. Glass breaking. I grabbed my shotgun, told Sarah to hide. I went outside. The barn door was open. I walked in slowly, shotgun raised. And there he was. Robert, holding a crowbar. Buck was between us, growling low, teeth bared. Get off my property, I said, gun aimed at him. She's my wife. I have a right. You have no rights here. Leave. Now. Or I call the police again. And this time, I pressed charges for trespassing and breaking and entering. He laughed. You think the police will believe you? Over me? I have cameras. All over this property. Every move you've made tonight is recorded. Lie. I didn't have cameras. But he didn't know that. His face changed. Fear. Then rage. This isn't over. Yes, it is. If you come near Sarah again, if you even think about her, I'll make sure everyone knows what you did. I have friends in the media, in the community. You'll be ruined. Another lie. But desperation makes you creative. He left, speeding down my driveway, tires screeching. I went inside, shaking. Sarah was crying in the guest room. Buck sat with her, calm now. He's gone, I said, and he won't be back. The next day, Sarah filed for an annulment. Got a restraining order. With my encouragement, she contacted a women's shelter that specialized in domestic violence cases. They gave her a lawyer. Pro bono. The lawyer was fierce. Robert fought back. His family hired expensive attorneys. It got ugly, but Sarah was strong. Stronger than I expected. The case went public. Local news picked it up. Bride flees abusive husband on wedding night. Robert's perfect image crumbled. His family distanced themselves. His job put him on leave. 3 months later, the annulment was finalized. Sarah was free. She came to visit me last week. She looked different. Healthy. Strong. Alive. "I got a job," she said. "In Omaha. Fresh start. I'm proud of you. I wouldn't be here without you." "And Buck?" Buck wagged his tail, as if he understood. "He's a good dog. The best." Before she left, she hugged me. Tight. "Thank you, Daniel. You saved my life." "Buck saved your life. I just happened to follow him." She knelt down, hugged Buck. "Thank you, boy. You're a hero." Buck licked her face. She laughed. A real laugh. The first I'd heard from her. After she left, I stood in my field, looking at the spot where we found the dress. It was gone now, taken as evidence. But I remembered. A wedding dress, abandoned in a field. A symbol of a dream that turned into a nightmare, but also a symbol of survival, of escape, of a woman who refused to let her story end in that ditch. I learned something from Sarah, from Buck, from this whole experience. We think we know people. We see the surface, the charm, the smile, the perfect life, but we don't know what's underneath. What happens behind closed doors? What darkness hides behind a wedding ring? Sarah trusted Robert, loved him, married him, and he nearly killed her. But she survived, because she ran, because Buck heard her, because she was brave enough to ask for help. And that's the lesson. It's never too late to run. It's never too late to ask for help. And it's never too late to save yourself. If you're in a relationship that scares you, that hurts you, that makes you feel small, then hear me. You deserve better. You deserve safety. You deserve love, not fear. And if you see something, if you hear something, if your dog is barking at something in the field, don't ignore it. Listen. Look. Act. Buck didn't ignore Sarah's cry. And because of that, she's alive today. A farmer and his dog found a wedding dress in the fields. And when we heard a cry, we didn't walk away. We answered. That's the world I want to live in. One where we answer the cries. One where we save each other. One where dogs remind us what it means to be human. Sarah is rebuilding her life now. Slowly. Carefully. But she's doing it. On her own terms. Free from fear. Free from Robert. And Buck. He's still here on the farm, doing his rounds. Still barking at things I can't see. Still protecting. Still loyal. He's more than a dog. He's a reminder that sometimes the most important thing we can do is listen. To the cries we almost miss. To the people we almost ignore. To the lives we can still save. That wedding dress in my field was supposed to be the beginning of Sarah's happily ever after. Instead, it was the beginning of her nightmare. But it was also the beginning of her freedom. And sometimes, that's the real happily ever after. If this story moved you, if it reminded you that we all have the power to help, to listen, to save, then hit that like button and subscribe to Paws of History. Because every animal has a story, and some stories remind us what it means to be alive. Thank you for listening. And thank Buck. Because he's the reason Sarah gets to tell her story today.
Paws of History. Because every story leaves a paw print, and its memories stay with us forever.